Okay. So,
Well,
7 times that cat ball lit up.
let me set this up a little bit too. You know, this bed, at the end of this bed is a blanket, right? So the cat ball is sitting on a blanket. You can't hit
Can't
it.
roll
You
it.
can't roll
No.
it. I mean, hell, if you even jumped on the bed, it probably wouldn't go off. Well, hey everybody, welcome back.
Hey, everybody.
This is Generation X Paranormal. I'm Logan.
And I'm Nicole.
Guys, it's not very often that we get to do an episode where we are literally going to release this almost right after doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Usually we're pretty far ahead or, whatever have you. And I think a lot of that has to do with kind of what we're going to be covering today.
Yes.
So we live in the area of where this place is, and it's well known. Well, it's getting well known around here. And I think hopefully by the time this is over, it's going to be a little better well known everywhere else too.
Yeah, we hope so.
Yeah, we hope so.
That's the goal.
So the place we're talking about is the Ozark Morgue. And the Ozark Morgue it's actually technically the historic, right?
Yeah, Historic Ozark Morgue.
Historic Ozark Morgue. And it is, guys, it's really cool from the outside. You see it, and we're going to show a lot of pictures, but it's not necessarily what's on the outside.
It's what's on the
It's
inside.
what's on the inside.
Yeah.
And we were lucky enough to be able to stay there. We did. This was back January.
January.
Yeah, January of this last year, and we did a pretty great investigation, I think.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, some stuff came up that, guys, you're gonna want to make sure you're plugged in on this. And a lot like the one we did with
Brooks.
with the Brooks estate. This may be one of those you want to pop on video as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that the audio, of course, isn't going to be worth listening to, but to kind of get the full scope of things, sometimes
You get extra.
you get a little extra, as they say. but yeah, so let's tackle this one.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the history of the Ozark Morgue. So it's located in Ozark, Missouri. Okay, and it's down near the public square, basically. Where all the old timey buildings are.
Yep.
Right. So there used to be, where it is now, there used to be an original church that was constructed in the early 1800s on that lot. Okay. Now it's basically the address is 202 East Church Street.
Right.
Okay. There's a lot of churches on it, obviously. And in 1903, this 1800s church was voted to be torn down and rebuilt instead of renovating the building. So what we have now is what they built.
Right.
Okay. So in 1907, the new Methodist church was completed, and it is currently one of the oldest buildings still standing in Ozark.
Which is cool because if you drive around Ozark, especially the square, you kind of get this
most old downtown areas.
Yeah, but it's
cities.
kind of got like this Back to the Future kind of feel because it's got the square, and
the courthouse.
The courthouse. And it definitely is. It's not out of place, but it is. It's interesting how it kind of fits in with the rest of Ozark.
There's some other old buildings down there that are really cool looking as well.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that was the Methodist church at that point.
Right.
Now, in 1910, it became the Presbyterian. So, of the Presbyterian religion, their morgue. Okay, so it was kind of like a church morgue, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in 1920, it became the Ozark Undertaking Company, which was formerly the undertaking department of the Ozark Mercantile Store.
Okay.
Okay, and that was owned by a man named T.B. Chaffin and a man and his wife, and I think it's pronounced Bella.
Okay,
Maybe.
yeah, that looks right, yeah.
Bella Clarence Klepper, okay? And they worked together for like end of life services, and they also had furniture and decor and like a whole bunch of different stuff.
Right.
And we're going to put all these little things. I found all these little cool newspaper clippings of, them advertising it.
Yeah.
And then I guess Chaffin decided to go off on his own.
Sure.
And Klepper basically took over running the funeral home. So he purchased it from Chaffin, even though he was already working there. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, a little information about, I'm just going to call him BC Klepper. Okay.
Yeah.
BC Klepper and his wife, Dora Klepper. Now, Mrs. Klepper was a charter member of the Ozark Baptist Church, which is a separate church. Okay. Sure. Where her husband led the singing a great deal of the time. This is important information for later. Okay.
Yes.
Now, the two were in the funeral home and furniture business in Ozark for about 25 years.
Yep.
So they were,
well established.
Well established. Everybody knew who they were. In 1944, they sold the property and moved to Springfield, where he went into the contracting and building business and Dora went into the upholstery business for the home. Okay. So at this time, and I think I remember I found, so Chaffin came back basically and bought some of the stuff, like some of the funeral stuff from him.
Right.
And so did a place in Sparta. So
not too far.
Yeah, those things kind of, and then the building was up for sale again. Okay. So then the building once again became a church for the Presbyterian faith. Okay, so it's church, funeral stuff, now church again. Okay.
It definitely has a type.
Yes. Well, it does look like a church.
It does.
And now years later, it served as the Christian County Museum for 30 years.
That's a long time. And you got to think about all this stuff that goes into a museum.
Oh, yeah. Now, the building sat vacant for a long time before the current owner, Alta Bivens, purchased it in 2018, and she turned it into Church Street Antiques and more.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing that, and when you first, again, you're going to see the picture of it, but when you first drive up to it, the first thing you see from the outside
is the Church Street and Antiques.
Antique shirt, yeah.
Now, in February of 2023, she converted and lovingly restored one side, one part of the building into a cozy Airbnb, which is what we have visited, okay? Yeah. The bathroom was originally the embalming room.
Yeah.
Okay. The basement of the building was used for storing supplies and bodies, as well as the hearse. Okay. And they held funerals in the sanctuary. The decor pays homage to its unique history, featuring historic photos, embalming tools, coffin corners, an 1800s cooling table. And you can look at the 1920s-30s time period embalming table while you use the facilities.
And guys, let me tell you something. You're going to see so much of this here.
Right.
But it's funny when she says cozy, because it really kind of is. It's a very nicely appointed Airbnb. It's got all the stuff you would want from and this is not Alta's only Airbnb. She knows how to do this.
She's got several, yeah.
But yeah, it's I don't want to give too much.
It's very unique.
It's extremely unique.
Now we find this out later, because we did interview her, and we've got some of those clips of the interview on here. She does tell us the embalming table is not original to this place. It's from a different city. So that just keep that in mind. Now, she also, which I thought this was really cool to do, she provides a paranormal investigation kit for each guest.
Yeah.
And we'll put that picture up here. I took a picture of it, and it's got a little case, and it's got like, all the little tools that you can use, like the basic ones.
Right.
And little instruction manuals of how to use them.
I think there's like a cool K2 and a few things. Yeah.
Now, the money that is spent, basically, that people pay to rent this, goes right back into the restoration of the building, because this is just a tiny, this building is huge, guys, like huge.
It's enormous.
And so, yeah, this is just a little part, and she's got so much more to do. So, but a little cool fact is it was voted spookiest stay in all of North America by Airbnb in 2024.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys.
That's awesome.
And it's totally valid and accurate.
Yes, I would agree. Now, some of the claims of activity, which there's a ton if you read the guest book.
Yes.
But we're just going to focus on like the basic, okay? Some of them are like some of the items move. Okay. Doors open and closing on their own. You hear loud noises and voices, as well as well as laughter and singing, like a choir being heard. And people also see dark shadows.
Yes.
We'll also mention more as we go through,
Yeah.
our investigation, and she'll speak about some as well.
For sure. Yeah, and she's you're going to love listening to her because you're going to find out there's a lot of owners that know they're buying a haunted house, and then there are some that don't.
Right.
And you'll find out which one she falls in.
Okay, so we're going to show you this clip of speaking with Alta, and this is going to be outside, like right in front of the steps.
Right.
Okay, so we'll show that here.
Hey, Alta, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's unusual for us, and we just talked about it just right before we start recording that we don't typically get to do things so local. We usually are like a matter of fact, a couple of weeks from now we're going to Waverly Hills, so it's nice to actually have something in our backyard. But so I guess I just kind of start with some pretty good ballpark questions. Why? How did it start? What made you buy it?
So I first bought it in 2018. I just bought an old church. That's what I'm bought.
Right.
And then I opened an antique shop. Okay. And then my architect was right over here, and he came over and he said, I have a picture of this building in one of my history books. And I said, oh, I'd love to see it because I love history. And he brought it over, and the caption under the photo, it was taken right here, probably about where the White House is now.
Okay.
Early 1900s. And it said, wagon full of people, had some names in there, and it said in front of the Presbyterian morgue. So I was like, okay, cool, I bought a morgue. And then later found out that it was a funeral home.
Right.
And so I didn't know I was buying a morgue.
Right. You just thought you were getting it, sure.
I was just, saving an old church. Right. And I had heard it was going to be a parking lot for the square. This is before they redid all the square parking.
Sure.
So I just thought I saved an old church, and then everything else kind of came about.
Which is still really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, just thinking that, but what did you get more than you thought you were going to get?
Yes. Yeah.
What, okay, so in that process, when did you first start to realize there was something kind of odd going on?
It was before I even opened the antique shop. I was, I think the first thing, something moved in the sanctuary when we were renovating. I was actually painting the cabinets to go into the kitchen. That's the morgue kitchen now. And something started rotating on the floor, and we didn't have the air on. There wasn't a breeze, so there was nothing to explain that. My mother was there with me. And then the other thing, I think it was maybe the second or third thing that happened, I was in the basement. I felt an entire hand on my back, on my left shoulder blade. I smelled cigar smoke, and I heard whistling, all in the same 1 minute.
Wow, okay.
And turns out a lot of people have had similar experiences.
Yes.
So I felt, all 5 fingers on my back and the palm just resting. It didn't push me. It just kind of rested like it was comforting me.
Okay.
It was probably saying, you poor soul, you don't know what you've gotten yourself into.
Welcome.
And then, yeah. So those were kind of the first few things that happened that I was like, ooh, there's something going on here.
Right. Yeah, and it's funny because you immediately start probably renovating, doing some things, and that's typically a big indicator when things kind of start ramping up.
Yeah, and really we didn't do anything big. We replaced windows, which I kept the old windows in the basement. I didn't take anything off property. Everything had stayed here, so I didn't want to make anybody mad.
Yeah.
We didn't move walls, so there weren't huge things done that would usually, or tape down.
Right.
So painting, stuff like that. So maybe they just appreciated what I was doing, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine so. I mean, and it... No, you got an antique store that you're working at. Did you ever get that up and running?
Okay. For a few years. It was great, very successful. And then in 2019, we were able to raise, so we still have the pulpit and, the stage it's called now, which a pastor would probably, it's now a stage. And we had musicians that would donate their time and large crowds and silent auctions. And we raised over $10,000 for people in the community in 2019.
That's fantastic.
So we're hoping this fall, winter to start getting back to that.
Okay.
So opening the front, the sanctuary portion. And yeah, then COVID happened and I had to close down.
Sure.
And it was vacant for a year and a half, 2 years maybe. and it's the presumably, it's expensive to keep ready. Yeah. So I thought, we've had a lot of people just shopping in the antique shop. They wanted to stay the night and see what happened, because weird things would happen when people just came in a shop. I was like, let's give them that opportunity. So
Wow.
we did.
What were some of the reports that you were getting, other than obviously your own personal?
Clairvoyant people would come in and have headaches or get nauseous, or things would fly off the shelf in front of them 2 or 3 times each time they walked by, and they would hear things whistling. Happened a lot, and there's nobody out here. I have cameras all over the building, so you could see if somebody's walking by whistling, and there's nobody around when this happens.
Yeah.
People would have, there's one place in the sanctuary, and I hesitate to even say where it is because I want people to have the experience for themselves. So there's one place in the sanctuary that almost every person that's open to that would feel something and ask, they'd always be walking across the sanctuary, and they'd stop and say, is this place haunted? Or have you had weird things happen? Or there's always some question about what could be there, because they felt something in this one spot.
It's funny you mentioned whistling. We're going to get to that here a little bit later in our conversation, because we'll just say we heard whistling. It was interesting. But, okay, so you started this as an Airbnb, and I would imagine it's kind of a little bit weird to be on such a public website and such a public, honestly, you're on a square. How does that relate to we're in the community. We know we live in this area.
Yes.
How was the reception for that?
So in the middle of Christian County,
Yep.
Really it's been great. There have been people like, oh, that's a body. Sorry, that's bad, because there are spirits that, and no, I disagree. I think there are spirits that are good, and there are spirits that are shot. Everything here has been pretty friendly, I would say. I think they appreciate the energy that I've brought to the place.
100%.
It's always been vacant. It's only, it was a church. It was a funeral home. It was a furniture store briefly in the 50s. They had flowers for the funeral, and if they had overage of flowers, they would sell them to the public. So, it's never been something. It was the museum for 30 years. It's never been a public place people can come in and really stay the night if you're alive.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of people that stayed overnight, but they didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Or maybe
and they, so it being open and being able for more people to come, I think hopefully they appreciate.
And I think this is a great transition to go ahead and head in, because we were lucky enough to stay in January. It's been a while, but we had some pretty interesting experiences. So,
okay, so that's the beginning. You'll notice that we reacted to a couple things, but we'll get to that later. We're not going to talk about that right now. But then the next part, we go inside, and we decide to have the rest of the interview inside. Right. For one, it was extremely hot and muggy outside. Awful. And for two, we wanted to get, see a daytime picture, basically, of the inside of this. So we're sitting on the couch that's in the main room that has the beds and everything.
Mm-hmm. And it's as you guys will see, it's a wonderful space. But yeah, it was so hot that I didn't care. You could have taken a picture of a full formed apparition right there on the stairs. Couldn't have cared less. I just wanted to go in and cool off.
Some air conditioning.
It was so hot.
Okay, so here's that clip of the first interview on the inside.
The more brain power was just, where can we put stuff where we can get more people in here? Because paranormal teams, and I drew it out on a piece of wood, so many different times, trying to figure out what could go where. I think at one point I even had clip art, where king bed, full bed, and best room and so everything. But as far as physical renovating, taking all of the sheetrock off of the brick walls in the bathroom and in here.
Yeah.
And then I refinished the floors by myself. That was tough. When I tell you blood, sweat, and tears, they're probably still in this floor.
Yeah.
Not just other blood, more, but and the kitchen, because we had done the fundraisers before, so it was already mostly the way it is. I put the microwave in there, some stuff that people need.
Creature comfort type stuff.
Yeah. Now the bathroom was interesting. So it was the embalming room before.
Mm-hmm.
So the shower side that you see now when you walk in, so the left side, was about 2 inches lower than the side on the right.
Oh, wow.
So I want to say 30 bags of self-leveling concrete went in there. Because it was already a concrete floor. Yeah. So that was a lot. The waterproof floor wasn't too bad, but the block wall, it was fun. At the clawfoot tub that's in there, it was my great-grandparents. Oh. So that's another little special touch. I was like, okay, where can I put this that I'm always going to have, I can always cherish, and now so many people love it. So,
okay. So basically she gives the kind of the layout of, that it was the embalming room and and some of the stuff that she says basically makes some sense later.
It makes a ton of sense later, yeah.
That we talk about,
for
okay?
Sure.
Now, let's go to the next clip, and she's talking about basically some reports, not only of what she's experienced, that other investigators have experienced, of what happens on the inside.
Sounds good.
And I would imagine you get a lot of evidence in that area.
Mm-hmm. The bathroom has been very active. The kitchen, someone said something kept opening their food containers. Interesting. Say we're hungry. Don't know.
I think I got good snacks.
Yeah. Yeah, they totally did. I think it was like Amish bread or Amish cookies or something. I don't know. They wrote in the guest book, so that's interesting.
Awesome.
Yeah, the bed. I mean, there's a lot of things.
So what is the? I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was just the chandelier. Jewels will clank when nobody's over there. Okay.
Oh, that is so awesome.
So that's another. That's a good one. Strange. Sprinkling. So
no, we didn't. I'll have to do it next time.
Yeah.
What is the most, and maybe there isn't one, but is there an entity that's more reported than others? I know you mentioned the girl.
Probably the little girl. Yeah, she's the one that's been most present for more people. And I have no idea what the history is on that, if there ever was a little girl that was embalmed here, or there is a smell of perfume. Okay. That a lot of people get. I actually recently walked in probably 2 weeks in a row, and I just kept smelling this perfume, and it was just so strong that time. So there is a smell of smoke, and it's something we don't talk about too often. We want people to have their own experience. Sure. So we were having an investigation here. My mom was present, a couple of friends. I don't know how much time you have, so I'll try to make it brief. But so we were up in the middle of the sanctuary, and we had contacted someone. Someone came through, and it was just a little radio we were using. Mm-hmm. They knew what year it was. They said their name. They which I don't want to say his name, just because if someone else guesses, I don't want them to be like, oh, this is so and so, this happened, So they said their name. They knew who the president was, and it was the first term of Donald Trump, and it said Donald J. Trump. You said the full name. So I don't know if contractors that had the radios on, if maybe that's how they were getting their information, or I don't know. So
TB.
When I said, well, we didn't have TV then. This was just the antique shop when we were, it wasn't the morgue yet,
That's interesting.
The B&B part. So it was the night that we got that picture. That picture.
That's all.
So we said, how many of you are there? And it was something team. And we said, how long have you been here? He didn't say. He said, why did you come? And he said, funeral. We said, is it your funeral? And he didn't answer. And then we said, how did you die? And he said, fire, help.
Yeah, so we didn't experience the food container thing.
No.
Or the lampshade jewels. That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, would have actually.
Some of didn't smell any perfume. We didn't smell smoke.
Mm-mm.
We did get a lot of some other stuff, though. So
yes, we did.
We didn't. Everybody has. I read through the book, one of the books. I think
4 volumes or something like that. Yeah.
There are so many different experiences. So I don't expect for it to ever really be repeated. Each time you go back, I think it's going to be new stuff every time.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to consider it's lived many different lives. Now, granted, it's been the same basic function for most of its life.
Yeah.
But with that
How many
being said,
people
yeah,
have
I
come
mean,
in and out of that place, not only as a worship place, dead people in and out. I mean, your energy of grieving is
Yeah.
going into those walls of that place and stone.
I mean,
So, yeah, I mean,
top to bottom, it is all emotional.
oh, I agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Now, I did want to try to corroborate what she was talking about, the smoke thing,
Mhm.
the smelling the smoke and the smoke on the hands. While we didn't experience that, I was like, I wonder if I can find that. So I did look. I could not find anyone that actually died in a fire, okay, in Ozark. However, the buildings on the square were on fire a lot, apparently. So I've got a few newspaper clippings here talking about fires breaking out, in the square.
Right.
And none of them mention anyone dying in them, but it talks about things being burnt to the ground. And depending on where this happened, because obviously they're mentioning stores and stuff that are no longer there.
Sure.
So it's hard to really pinpoint where it happened, but I mean, it would have been close to where
Yeah, I
this
mean
was.
that square is only so big, right?
Right, right.
I mean, it's gonna impact, it's gonna impact any part of that city at that time because
Yeah.
there's not a ton of people
Right.
or buildings.
And what I like about this is, like, one of the articles talks about how somebody was in a court session and the judge was just like, okay, court's adjourned for the day, and everybody runs out of the courtroom and starts fighting the fire. I mean, that's the way it used to be. Everybody helped everybody out.
Do you think if there was like somebody that was going to need to have like public service or something like that, just like, hey, I just help fight this fire. Can we square this way now?
I know. I just thought it was really interesting. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way things basically
Yeah.
work. So we'll put these clippings up here. I thought it was interesting, but never could find anyone that actually died in a fire. And I mean, a lot of these clippings are from like the 1930s.
Right.
So you're not going to always get, but what I tried to do is try to link it to the funeral, like the Chaffin or
Right.
the Klepper. If
Yeah.
they were taking care, I poured, I don't even know how many days over these newspaper.
I do.
Anything that mentioned a death with those names of a funeral home, I looked through every single obituary because
No,
I
I
was
know you
like,
did.
that might be the one that we need. And so going forward in these investigations and what the evidence that we got, that's what I did to try to find a name associated with that type of death or whatever and see if I could find anything. And we got some interesting stuff for you.
I'll say we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start our investigation. We go in, okay, get everything set up, and we decide first thing we're going to do is we're going to sit on the couch. Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, the one you see in the photos that we
Yeah.
were interviewing her with.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think at the time we had our recorder out, our audio recorder. We were using our Flux, which is a little pyramid, and it can answer yes and no questions,
Yeah.
basically. So if something comes in proximity of it, it can light it up. And while it's almost like a REM pod, if you know what a REM pod is, except they can answer yes or no by
Right.
using one side. It's a green light or a red light.
Yeah. So basically, think of it as like two REM pods in one.
Yeah.
So on one side, think of it as the REM pod on one side, and it'll light up green, and then a REM pod on the other side, and it'll light up red.
Right.
And I think we might explain this in the video. I don't remember if we do or not, but the idea is if you're a ghost, an entity, whatever have you, we show them, hey, if you hit this side, it goes red. If you hit this side, it goes green. And we can say that red is
No.
and
Mhm.
green is yes. So that's kind of how a lot of people use this.
And it's my favorite. Like,
It
it
is
is my
definitely.
favorite equipment.
Well, it's so super cool because it kind of fits everywhere. It's small, but
Mm-hmm.
it works. I mean,
It does work. Yeah.
It yields some amazing stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then we had the REM pod set up in the bathroom, which is just not too far away from where
No,
we're sitting.
uh-uh.
We've got our K2. And on the bed, we've got a little Highland cow.
Or buku.
Or buku. And then I'm doing the dowsing rod session. And I think we've got the light on the floor.
Yeah, we've got the tripwire.
trip-
So the tripwire's in between the bed and the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are all the things that we currently have active
Mhm.
at the time. Okay. So we're going to show you the clip of the dowsing rod session. Then we will talk about it.
Okay.
So I understand that this used to be the very beginning. It was the Ozark Undertaking Company. Is that correct? Yes. Big yes.
Big yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm correct. Can you please straighten that back out for me so I can keep asking questions? Great, thank you. Straighten them out, please. Good job. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay, the Ozark Undertaking Company. And I believe, touch my phone. I think it was the Kleppers, the Klepper Funeral Home after that. Bella Clarence, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Is that the one that owned the Klepper Funeral Home? Bella? Yes. Okay, thank you. Big yeses. Big yeses. Also, on that little pyramid that you see sitting on that table, if you touch the green light, that can tell me yes, and if you touch the red light, that can tell me no also. So feel free to use either of those.
You already did the green light, which was on this side. So the other side will be the red.
Yes. Is there anyone here that died while this was the Klepper Funeral Home? Yes, okay, that took you a second. Okay, thank you. Can you open that back up, please? Straighten them back out. I know, you're trying, it's hard. Keep going. Keep going. I appreciate you using your energy to answer my questions. Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you. Okay, so you passed away while this was the Klepper Funeral Home. Are you a man? Yes or no? Were you a woman? Yes. Okay, thank you. You were a woman. Thank you so much. Okay, I think... Did you die in the 1930s? Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, can you straighten that back out? Now, there's no way for me to know what your name was, but if you talk into that big black rectangle box,
The one that's got the red lights on it.
we're going to be quiet here for just a little bit and let you try to tell us what your name was. Okay. Do you like staying here? Yes. Okay. Please straighten this out, please. Straighten them out, please. Straighten them out, please.
Very good.
Thank you. Keep going. Now, I know this funeral home serviced a huge area of all the small towns in the 1930s. Did you live in Ozark? No. Okay. Thank you. All right. So you weren't from Ozark. I'm not going to name all the towns because that would take a very long time. Were you older than 40 years old when you passed away? Okay, I can see you going no. I'm going to stop you now so it's not so hard. All right, were you between 30 years old and 40 years old? No. No, okay. Were you between 20 and 30 years old? Yes, okay, so I'm looking for a woman between 20 and 30 years old. Okay. Thank you for answering my question. I'm sorry to hear that you passed so young. Were you married when you passed away? No. Okay. Did you die from a sickness? No. Did someone kill you? Or murder you? Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we're very sorry about that.
Was this person someone that you knew in life? Well, I don't know what that answer was.
It looked like yes for a minute.
Yeah, but then it... I'm sorry, I didn't understand your answer. Can you straighten those back out and we can try it again? Or you can answer me on that little triangle. Was the person that murdered you someone that you knew in life? Green for yes, red for no. No, so you didn't know the person. I'm so sorry. I'm going to let that clear. I'm going to put the dowsing rods down and just ask you questions on the little triangle, okay? Did you get killed by a bullet? Were you shot?
Did the person keep you from breathing?
Maybe they don't know. Do you know how you got killed? Probably fast.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Lots to unpack.
pretty interesting. Pretty interesting
yeah.
because not only did we get dowsing rod answers, we also got flux answers. So using those together. Now, from this, we didn't get anything on the audio.
Yeah.
That like an EVP or anything. But I thought it was interesting that they're talking about it was around the time period of the Klepper funeral home. Witten basically, said it was a woman, said it died in the 1930s, doesn't live in Ozark.
Which was interesting.
Which you would expect it to be, but there's a lot of small towns.
There are, yeah.
In this area, so
that
would have been coming to, because this was the county seat.
Sure.
Okay. Now, but between 30 and 40, no. Were you between 20 and 30? Yes. Okay, so I knew that I was looking for a woman that was between 20 to 30 years of age.
It certainly narrows it down.
In the 1930s, wasn't married, didn't die from a sickness, okay? But the murder you, yes.
Yeah, that's weird.
And no, I didn't know who it was. And doesn't know. And I thought it was interesting when we were like, did you get killed this way or did you get killed this way?
I know.
And there's no answer. And I thought at the moment, I'm like, maybe they don't know.
And that's a point that I think we miss sometimes is that we assume they know exactly what happened. They may not know.
May not know, yeah.
Some don't even know they're dead.
I searched high and low. Okay. I could not find anything that hit all those markers.
Yeah.
I did find, which I'm not going to put the article, I did find a woman that got pushed off a cliff by some guy that she didn't know, but she survived it.
Yeah, that can work.
So, yeah. So, it couldn't have been her, right? And I don't think even the age was appropriate. like
Yeah.
for the time period.
It
So
just didn't work. It
it
didn't
didn't
fit.
work out. The only thing I found, but she was sick. Okay, so I'm thinking sometimes we don't always know the real story about
Yeah.
things, but it was a young woman, Angie Schaefer, and she died at 30 years of age on November 10th of 1934. So 30s, she wasn't married. She was taken care of by the funeral home
Right.
at the time, but she was sick in bed and said, holy, and everybody was just so upset that they lost her. So the only thing that doesn't fit necessarily is the murder thing, but I don't know.
And that's the thing that I think we need to express kind of in the beginning is that, guys,
it's not 100% accurate.
Right. It's not
either.
100% accurate. And given the history of this place, who knows how many multiple...
Right.
Yeah, multiple entities are trying to talk at the same time.
Well, and we also don't know. I mean, not everything's going to be in the newspapers.
Right.
Not every story is going to be there. And especially if a young woman is murdered, is that story going to come to light?
Some could, in those days.
But these articles right here are the only person that fit any of those criteria of the answers that we got. The only thing that didn't match was the way they died, which was the murder.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily know that this is her, but it's literally the only thing I could find. I still don't think that it was reported on. I mean, these are, even now, Ozarks is a small town.
It is, yeah.
So you think back in the early 1930s, this is like frontier land, right? Still kind of.
I mean, it is.
I mean, people didn't know about stuff necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely different types of justice back then.
Mm-hmm. And even, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that they were taken care of by the funeral, the funeral company. It could just be this spirit is drawn to this place.
Right.
So, and the fact that they hear a woman, and they know there's a woman there, and people have reported on that before.
I mean,
you never know.
It definitely adds up.
Like there's a woman's name that comes up a lot, which we'll talk about later. So actually several women's names. So, it wasn't this woman's name, but just a possibility. We got to throw them out there.
Yep.
I mean, this is actual historic evidence right here.
Yeah, I mean,
saying that this person lived here, was taken care of. So I'm putting it out there.
Coming up with the facts, coming up with all the research that you did. It's still amazing, some of the stuff you pulled out.
Right. So after this, we decide we're going to do a flashlight session because we knew about the possible child spirit that was supposed to be in here, right?
Yeah.
Supposed to be a little girl. Okay. So I wanted to try to make contact. So we set the flashlight up on the bed and we had a cat ball out there and we were using our recorder and our strip light on the floor, K2, and we still had our buku up. Okay. So we're going to show you this little clip right here. So a flashlight session, in case no one knows, is...
So the flashlight it's a mini mag light, and it does... So here's kind of some controversy here. The original mini mag light had a incandescent bulb, so you could unscrew it just to a point where it was almost on, where all you needed to do is basically barely touch it for the light to come on. Well, now, since the advent of the LED, I don't know that you should get it such a great,
no, you can't really do it.
Nonetheless, the whole premise of it, and you guys have probably seen it on every ghost hunting show out there on the planet, and you got to take it for a grain of salt. Some of it's good, some of it's not. You can get some false positives, those things as well. However, it does work well when it's in conjunction with other things. Because as we saw in the Brooks estate, we had a lot of, it was a lot of the same. So that's basically what the light session that we did with this one.
Okay, so we're going to do the first part of this clip and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Ask you a question. If your answer is yes, you can light that flashlight up, or you can make all the lights on that little thing over there on the table light all the way up. Or you can move the cat ball, or you can play with the little cow. Do you understand? Can you make one of those things light up if you understand? Yes? Okay, thank you. Thank you. You can turn it off now. Okay. My first question, are you a child? Yes. Okay, thank you. Can you turn that back off for me? Just turn it a little bit. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, are you a girl? Yes. Okay, thank you. You can turn it back off now. Are you older than 5 years old? Yes. Okay, thank you. I forgot to turn the music box on. I'll be right back. Yes, you're older than 5? Okay. Are you between 5 and 7 years old? Yes. Okay. Thank you. You can turn it off now. Are you 6 years old? Yes. Okay, you're 6 years old. Thank you. Can you turn it off now, please? Okay, so these answers are so interesting because it was like it would do it right after. And when I'd say, okay, you can turn it off it would go.
Yeah.
And that's why that was pretty unreal to me.
I mean, it's hard to say, that it didn't, it obviously it responded to your questions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it had come off and on and off and on with no real,
right,
then I could say, okay, well, it's probably just,
mm-hmm.
an anomaly.
But it was like within just like maybe 15 seconds of
Yeah.
every question. Now, while we edit these to make them
Mhm.
shorter, like the questions are closer together, because if we play like how long it takes in between, I mean, it would make this podcast
Maybe a
really
6-hour
long.
show.
So we try to put all the questions and the answers closer together
Right.
to move this along, basically.
But at no time do we edit it to make it look like.
No, we never did that. But what I find interesting, are you a child? Yes. It turns, so on is yes. No is usually they won't light
turn
it
on,
up.
right,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. And we explain this. We're not going to play that, but we explain this
Mhm.
when we're starting these sessions. Are you a girl? Yes. Are you older than 5 years old? Yes. Are you between 5 to 7? Yes. And then right after that, there's like a weird pop that happens. And I'm like, while we're doing this, like there's a sound. Okay. Are you, and so I'm like, well, it's got to be 6 then. Are you 6 years old? Yes. And then not too far after that, you hear like walking,
Yeah.
creaking. And these floors are old, obviously.
Very old, yeah.
And it sounds like walking. I'm like, interesting.
Yeah, you definitely got that feeling that something now had like entered the room.
Right. Okay, so that's the first section of it. Now we'll play the second section. Did you and your family live here in Ozark? Yes. Okay, thank you. Did you have brothers? Or a brother? Yes. Okay. Thank you. You can turn it off. Thank you so much. Did you have any sisters? Maybe no sisters. Okay. No sisters. Nope. No sisters? Okay, thank you. Thank you for confirming that. Did you die from a sickness? Yes, I'm sorry about that. Do you miss your family? Yes. I'm sorry. I'm sure you do. Do you like it that people come here and stay? Yes. Yeah, I bet it gets lonely here. Is that why you stay here? Yes. Were you alive during the 1920s? Yes? Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1920. Were you alive in 1923? Yes? There was like 3 flashes. Were you born in 1923? Yes? Okay. Thank you so much. That's very helpful. Is this the funeral home that took care of you when you died? Was this building where you came after you died? Your body? More like a store, though, I thought, before that. I can't remember what year. This... I don't think so. Yes. Okay, so 1923, 1929, so yeah, it would still be...
Yeah.
Okay. I think... Okay, you can turn it off. Was this the undertaking company when you died that had the store with it, the mercantile? Yes? Okay. Did you come shopping at this store when you were with your family? Yes. That's awesome. I love that. Not that you're gonna know what awesome is. Yes. Yes.
When you were sick, did you have an upset stomach? And you didn't feel very good in your stomach?
Is your stomach upset?
Did your head hurt? Yeah. I'm sorry.
We're sorry that you were in pain before you died. Is your body buried here in Ozark? Maybe they don't know. Thing is, back in those days, they could, and they buried them on the family farms too, didn't they? Yes. Okay, turn it off, please. Is there anything we can do to help you? Yes. Later on, we're going to bring out a box out here, and you might be able to talk through it. You can use the words to talk through it. And you might be able to tell us what you need, and we might be able to help you. Okay, but for right now, we're going to stop, and we're going to let you rest a little bit, because I know it's taking lots of your energy to talk to us. But we appreciate it, and hopefully we can find out your name. And I promise, if I find out who you are, I will go to your grave and bring you some flowers. Okay? Does that sound nice? If I brought you some flowers? Yeah? Okay. I'll make sure and do that. All right. Thank you for talking to us. So this was like, besides trying to find the woman, this was my next thing I wanted to find.
Yeah.
More than anything, because not only that, but it's a 6-year-old child that passed away, and I'm like, no, I've got to exhaust myself.
And reached out to us.
Yes. So here's 2 possibilities. So I'm gonna start with the least likely, and I'll get into why.
Okay.
So I did find a little 6-year-old girl, because it said it was. I asked if it was a girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Named Mabel Werner. Okay. And she was born in 1932. And she was 6 years old when she died. So she died in 1939 from an automobile crash on Highway 65 that runs through the town and into Springfield. And,
Right.
Now, when I guess Chaffin is the one that responded to the accident with his hearse. So she rode in the hearse. She wasn't dead yet, but she rode in the hearse while she was still injured and died in his hearse. Okay, on the way to the Springfield hospital.
Jeez.
But his funeral home did take care of her body at first.
Okay.
Like prepared it and then handed it over to another undertaking company that was close to where she was going to be buried. She was going to be buried in Reed Spring, which is a town that's a little distance away, but it's in the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a trek, and especially in those days.
Yeah. So she meets the requirements of being a female, being 6, but not living in Ozark. Okay. That was one of the things that didn't match. Did not die from a sickness. That did not match. Okay. But she died from a fracture of her skull. And your head hurt.
Yeah, that's...
So this could be a possibility. It could be neither one of these that I talk about, but this could be a possibility. I thought that was an interesting find.
Yeah, and I definitely lean to the, a couple things can be right at the same time.
But the other thing I had asked about, because I'm a researcher, did you have a brother or sister, right? So she did have a brother and she did have a sister. But the answers that we got was, I only have a brother. I do not have sisters.
Yeah, that's what makes it a little bit tougher to...
So she had one brother and she had one sister. And her father was already deceased prior to her death. Okay? The story is really sad. Like, the mom was raising these 3 kids alone, then gets in a crash and loses then her daughter.
Jeez.
And she, and she was really hurt. And then so she's only got 2 kids after her husband or her child dies. It's very, very sad.
God, that sounds awful.
But I've got the article here, and we'll put all these up of the census showing her mother's name, Harriet Warner. This is the year after she passed away.
Okay.
And it just shows the 2 other kids, and it's a boy and it's a girl. So there's a lot of things that didn't match up.
Yeah, it makes it tough to kind of... I don't know. For me, although I got the headache and we did get the response of the girl, I don't know. And I'm not saying that she could have been there as well.
Yeah, she could have been.
If
I had money to bet, this is the one I would bet on.
Me too.
I spent all my time searching for a little girl.
Right,
because that's what I started the search with, because that's the answer that I got.
Right.
So I kind of skipped over this one, but it popped up because it matched the year. Okay.
Yes.
And it's a little boy.
Yeah. And what's interesting is I felt more a presence of a boy.
The name of this boy was Floyd Austin Holly. Born October 11th, 1923. He died December 21st of 1929, which would make him 6 years old when he passed away. Now, he was taken care of by T.B. Chaffin. Okay. So that hits that requirement.
Absolutely.
He's the right age. He also died of a sickness. He died of influenza and pneumonia of the brain, which is also known as pneumococcal meningitis.
There you go, pneumococcal meningitis.
Woo, hard to say that one.
It's a hard word.
But it's a serious infection of the membranes that cover the brain and spinal cord.
Right, the meninges.
Yeah. Symptoms of this are fever, headache, stiff neck, confusion, nausea and vomiting, sensitivity to light, seizures. You had an upset stomach.
I did.
And a headache.
I did have both.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. So that matched that. And we've got his death certificate up here. And then I was like, okay, so meets all those requirements. Is buried in Ozark in the Prospect Cemetery. And he did live in Ozark. He didn't live out of town like the girl did. So he did live in Ozark. He was buried in Ozark. He's the same age. He died of a sickness. And when I found his parents and looked up a census, I thought this was interesting. When he was alive, he did not have any siblings. But after he passed away, his parents had another boy.
Isn't that something? Yeah.
So it's like he was aware. So it was a year after he died.
Yeah.
Named Wesley Holly was their other. So it was like he was aware of a brother.
Which is comforting in a way and sad too.
I couldn't believe it. I honestly was like, I shouldn't have just looked for a girl. I should have thought about that. Because here's the thing, and we don't know these reports of girls. Are they seeing a little girl? I never read anything that said they saw a little girl. It's
Right.
always they're hearing her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a preschool teacher for a long time, a nanny for a long time. And I will tell you this, if you just hear them speaking without actually seeing them speak, you could think it's a girl when it's a boy. Because their
100%.
voices are,
It's a high pitch, right?
Right. So maybe this whole time it's been a boy and not a girl.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to EVP and when it comes to some of these things, it's going to sound just like a girl. At 6 years old, I mean, I probably sounded, well, yeah, I know I probably did.
So because I found him and I promised him that if I thought I had found who he was, I would go to his grave, right? And bring him flowers.
You did say that.
Which I did do. We also he's got a new 3D printer. He's got a little boat, 3D printed boat.
The Benchy.
Mm-hmm. And so I took that and I put it on his gravestone and brought him his flowers. Some crazy stuff, weird stuff, and I still don't know what to think about it. And I'll just say this, our flux had broken.
Yes, it
wasn't working. We had to send it back to Go Stop.
Mm-hmm.
They repaired it and sent it back, but we have not used it on an investigation since then. But I had turned it on in the house, just made sure it turned on, and that's all that we had done. But I thought, okay, I'm going to go out to the cemetery, find his grave, and I'm going to just use the flux, see if I can make communication with him, right? I could not get it to work. And at the time, I was really ticked off. I'm like, this doesn't work. They didn't fix it because I put it on top of his headstone.
She was pissed when she got home.
Yeah, I put it on top of his headstone and it was just flashing and beeping at the same time. Both sides, the red and the green were just going crazy. And it wouldn't even calibrate or anything. I'm like, they didn't fix it. I was like, and I came home and I was like really upset because we want to take it with us to Ireland. And I'm like, we don't have turnaround time to get it fixed now. And I didn't videotape it because I just thought it was broke.
Yep.
But then I get home and he's like, well, let me just test it out, because I was not cool and calm at the time.
She was very animated.
Yeah. But when I did get home, my stomach was upset and my head was hurting.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some other weird things that happened at the cemetery. Like I heard walking in the woods. It's a small country cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
It was strange. Now that I'm removed from the situation and think about it, it was a little strange.
Flux works fine.
And yeah, it does.
That's perfectly fine.
But I had actually said to him, I don't know if you remember me. And, I said, I promised I would bring you flowers right before that. And that started happening. So I don't know. It may be nothing. I just thought it's
not nothing. It's definitely something. It was an experience.
It was an experience.
And, and by the way, Go Stop, thank you so much for fixing that. They were great.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Apparently so. Okay. So moving on. So I think it's a little boy.
I think it is too. That's what I feel. And
I just feel more drawn to this than I did the other one.
Yeah.
Okay. Next thing we decide to do. Well, actually, we were going to take a break.
Yes, we were.
So we had set all of our, snacks and stuff in the kitchen as one would. And we left our camera running in the living room so it could face the strip light on the floor. And I can't remember, the K2 maybe. And then the cat ball and because I had said, please come play with these later.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to play all these clips. We didn't realize it at first until I kind of walked past the door to look at something. And I saw the cat ball going off.
Yeah, we'll explain a little bit about it too.
Yeah. So this is how many times, all these little clips together. And then pay attention at the end, okay, for something else. Okay. So
Well-
7 times that cat ball lit up.
Let me set this up a little bit too. You know, this bed, at the end of this bed is a blanket,
Mhm.
right? So the cat ball is sitting on a blanket. You can't hit
Can't
it.
roll
You
it.
can't roll
No.
it. I mean, hell, if you even jumped on the bed, it probably wouldn't go off.
Yeah, well, I tried sitting
Yeah, I
down and
remember
it
that.
wouldn't move, remember?
Yeah,
Because
so-
afterwards, yes.
So those of you thinking it's just rolling around on its own, it isn't.
No, well, you can't see it move. 7 times that thing went off.
Mm-hmm.
I could not believe it. And then we got, which I don't know for sure that this isn't, it could have been us in the kitchen. It just sounded really close to the phone. And it didn't sound like those like really loud noises. I don't know what those were, but it sounded like it was behind in like maybe the bathroom. So I'm not really sure about that. And then the very last, we caught an EVP.
Yes, we did.
And I think it sounds like it's like, yoo-hoo. Like,
I mean,
hello.
it's
Like,
definitely
hello.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you're right. I think it's coming from
Behind.
behind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to show you the clip of basically what could be going on here that during the interview that came out with Alta.
Yep.
So that bed, when I was the end of my sophomore year of high school, I wanted to switch schools. So I did to a town. It was the doctor's house. I didn't know this. It was an elderly lady that was going into a nursing home and didn't have any close family. So when we bought the house, everything was in the house, from her slippers.
Oh, wow.
There was like a denture thing on the sink. Like, I mean, everything. There was a path through the house. So a little blip into the preview of the house. So there was this one room and it was, it had double like parlor doors, like 12 panel glass. And Mom opened them up. She said, "This can be my bedroom. It's beautiful." And she opened them up and I stepped in there and I was like, "No, it's not. I'm never going in this room again. There's something in here." And that was probably my first feeling of something spiritual that is just an unsettling. So long story short, that was the storage room. I think I went in there one time because there was a delivery at the front door. I had to go through there. So anyways, this bed was the doctor and his wife's. Her husband, the doctor, had passed away, and her son had passed away, who was a well-known musician. The right side of the bed is oftentimes sunk in, like someone has sat on it. And I mean, we will make the bed, and 2 minutes later, Mom will walk in and say, "Did you sit on this?" And we know, because this was his side of the bed. When we bought the house, her slippers were on the left side. So,
Okay.
so I wonder, some of the things that happen over here, there have been a lot of evidence of something.
Yeah, it does
That happens a lot. So
surprise me a whole.
Yeah. So at the time, I thought maybe it was the kid playing with the ball, and it still could have been.
Yeah.
But now we've got a new piece of information.
It's a new layer to the onion.
Right. Okay, guys, this is the big one.
Yeah. And I need to preface this by saying we've done some investigations. We've got some stuff under our belt now.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think it ranks up there in some of the craziest.
Right, with equipment.
Yeah.
With equipment.
And I've said this before in this show, and I'm sure I'll mention it again. When we do these investigations, we try to run many different things at one time. Because if you're just running one thing and it catches, it could just be an anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
But when you try to run many different devices at the same time, they can sometimes corroborate each other.
Right. So we're going to play this first little clip. Okay, so basically we've got the K2 in there, we've got the REM pod in there, and we've got our phone with the ghost tube basically going off, and we're standing on the embalming table, and we're standing in front of the shower asking questions.
Right, and I've got my phone recording, which is important. My phone's recording on the opposite side, and then we have a GoPro recording on the other side.
Okay, so let's do this first clip.
Okay, we'll start again. And again, I'm
not.
okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Is that you? Are you touching this device?
It's okay. You
Yeah.
can do that.
There's nothing wrong.
It's not my phone setting it off, is it?
I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, look at that.
No. Okay. Just want to check.
Yeah.
No,
Now it's back up again. Okay.
Okay, so you've got 2 things you can talk through, and there's 3 things that you can light up.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, you're definitely playing with that.
So is there someone in this room with us?
Can we get that funhouse effect too?
Are you?
Yeah, a little bit. Are you here with us?
You smell that?
What?
I mean, I know we're in a bathroom.
I was gonna say.
Married.
We are married, yeah.
We are married, yeah. We've been married for 18 years.
18 years. We're on our 19th.
Why are you here?
We're just here to talk to you and
We
get
heard
to
about
know you.
heard about the history of this place, and we thought we'd come talk to you. And we're trying to help the owner because she wants to keep this a historic landmark so that the building's not ever torn down.
What will happen?
Well,
sometimes when buildings aren't kept up and things degrade, they want to tear them down, and we don't want that because this was original to the town of Ozark, and we want to keep it standing.
Monster.
that is monstrous to do. Yeah, I would agree.
Is that still going
It's
on?
just going crazy.
Is that? There's nothing in that basket that would set it off. Did you move it?
No.
Oh, okay. You touched it, didn't it? Huh.
I mean, not to the degree
Not
that
till
it
it
was.
gets right next to my phone.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll put it down, okay?
What don't you like?
Yeah, still going on.
Do you like playing with those lights?
Yeah.
It's okay. You
Yeah,
can keep
go
playing
ahead.
with them.
There you go.
Are we speaking to a man or a woman? Yeah, it just keeps jumping up.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, if you can make it go back to green, I'll ask some questions, okay? So you can understand me and we can understand you.
Rose.
Is that your name, Rose?
Are you a female? If you're a female, can you light those? Oh, whoa, yeah. Okay, thank you. Is your name Rose? No. What was that? No. Wow, look at that. I've never seen it do that.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm gonna try again. Is your name Rose? It lit up.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Rose, thank you.
Thank you for telling us.
After you died,
Higher.
higher. Rose, after you passed away, did you come to the Klepper funeral home?
Kayla.
Kayla. Yeah.
Was Kayla your family member, or are we speaking to a Kayla? Man, look at that thing. We also have a black rectangle at the end of the embalming table that you can talk into. If we're not understanding you on these other devices, you can talk into that, and we can listen to it later and try to figure out what you were trying to tell us. Okay, Rose, are you still here?
Stay with me.
Okay, we're
Okay,
here.
we're not leaving. Rose, did you live in Ozark when you were alive?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We live in Ozark too. We made our home here. It's a beautiful town, isn't it?
Higher.
Okay, so the K2 keeps lighting up, and the thing that we didn't include is we took that K2, I held it underneath the embalming table because I'm thinking this is an old embalming table. Maybe there's some kind of something in there that keeps setting this up, but every time I'd move it, it'd stop.
Yep.
So it wasn't that. I don't know what was going on there, but it said a name. It said Rose. Okay, and it kept saying this higher, and it said some other names. Did you live in Ozark? Yes. And so I'm like, okay, look for a rose, right? Found a rose that actually was taken care of by B.C. Klepper Funeral Home. Okay.
That's something.
Roseanne Parsons. So I've got that clip up there. So could it be her? Possibly.
I mean, you can't take it off the table. No pun intended.
But because it just kept going off, we still were a little skeptical. Maybe there's still something setting it off. So we decide to move the K2 over to the tub where there's a wooden piece across the tub, that people use for baths and stuff. So we set it on the wood piece, right?
Yep.
Facing us. And we thought at the time facing the camera. Okay.
Oh, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's play this next little clip.
Accident.
Is that how you died? Was there an accident?
Excuse me.
I was hurt.
You were hurt. I'm sorry. Were you hurt in an automobile?
Can you hear her?
No, we don't hear her. Okay, so I thought it was an accident. Is that I was hurt. Can you hear her? And it's another female thing. Her. But we didn't hear anything at the time. Couldn't find anything about that. Okay, next clip. Ability now, the year is 2025.
Listen.
Okay, we're listening. We have all these scientific things that can help us talk to you.
Loss.
I'm sure there was a lot of loss.
Yeah. Especially here in this building.
Watching you, lady.
The lady's watching us.
Pathetic. Catherine.
Catherine. And it's spelled like my middle name. Is there a Catherine here? My middle name is Catherine. Is the lady watching us Catherine?
Traveling.
She travels. Catherine, would you like to come speak with us? Or you can touch one of these things and light it up. That keeps flickering. I'd like to really speak to you.
Trapped.
You feel trapped
Nurse.
here? Nurse. Catherine, were you a nurse?
I don't know if this is psychosomatic, but I feel like something's touching my left ankle.
Okay, so there's a lady watching you. I thought that was interesting. Said Catherine, and this is where this is important. Not only is that my middle name,
It is.
and it was spelled like my middle name, but there were other reports in the experiences book of making contact with a Catherine.
It's just knowing that is crazy.
Yeah. And then you felt something touch your left ankle.
Yeah, and it wasn't something small. It was a very deliberate touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next clip. To speak to you. Could you come forward and light up one of these lights? Was that you? Are you lighting up that over there by the bathtub?
Monster.
That's the second time. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I'm sorry, we don't understand what monster means.
Soon.
Well, that's not comforting at all.
Both are going off. Oh, lights.
Holy cow.
Okay.
Okay, we got the message, thank you.
Yep.
Disrespectful.
I'm sorry, we're not trying to be disrespectful.
We're just surprised. We don't mean to be disrespectful. Wow, you lit up both at the same time. We've just never seen that happen before. And you must be very strong. Yeah.
I'm not sure how.
You're not sure how you're doing. That's okay.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job. We didn't mean to laugh. We're just very surprised. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah. I know that probably took a lot of energy from you.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
We'd really love to know who we're speaking with, though.
Purgatory.
Well, I certainly hope that's not where you think you're at.
Do you feel stuck? Is that why you think you're in purgatory? Do you feel trapped in this space? Or do you choose to stay here?
Do you feel that? Like that? Yeah.
Yeah, like energy. Yeah.
I feel like I'm like rocking back and forth.
I don't feel that, but I feel like I get like this skin. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. Like this weird skin crawly feeling from the inside out.
Sure.
Does that make sense? Like a tingling.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel dizzy, but not usually. Like I usually get that like heightened sense of something. And yeah, I feel that. But I don't know if it's because that just happened.
Sure.
Or if it's because wow, I've never seen anything like that.
I mean, it was getting...
We command it.
Well, that's good. You guys did command it. Sure did. And it was verified from 2 different devices, so that was great. Thank you.
We will try to... Phone. Yeah.
That's a phone.
That phone helps us talk to you.
Fast.
Does it work faster to use the phone?
Manifest.
So since we actually got Catherine, I was like, okay, this is something somebody else said, so let's try to get you K2 lights up, right? Then we get Monster was the second time we heard that, so it didn't really stand out to us at the moment.
No.
And then we get Soon. And then
The bottom drops out.
and I am so sorry that you guys can't see this, really, but if you go back and you look in the metal that's on the wall right in front of the tub, you can see the flashing of the K2.
Right.
We thought we, at this point, had caught it with the phone.
Yep.
Guess what? It had been shut off.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about just like...
And it had been shut off earlier, which is why we only have the GoPro, video of the last couple clips that we showed you. We didn't know it wasn't still running.
Worked fine all night prior, and by the way, worked fine all night after.
And it wasn't drained.
No.
It was just shut off.
Shut off.
And I'm like, when I found out we didn't catch that, I'm like, oh my God, nobody's going to believe this happened. Because it doesn't make a sound, right? The REM pod was making plenty of sound. But if you look in the metal by the tub, you can
the
see...
faucet.
Yeah, you can see the lights going off. Crazy. And the feeling in there was weird.
It got
It was like electric.
Quick.
Yeah, but it was like electric feeling.
Well, and you guys probably can't see it that great in the video because it's kind of dark, but there was a little overhead lighting and it dimmed. So there was a definite electric charge that came into that room.
I'm not going to lie, my hair
Yeah, it was.
on that one because we were standing so close to it, and I was like, "What is about to happen?" Like that's going off. I'm like, "Oh no, is something like huge about to happen?" Like move or fall or something like that. But it didn't, and it said manifest. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know. I don't know what to think.
Yeah, and again, guys, this is one of those where ITC meets regular, devices meets.
Because a lot of people don't believe, they think ghost tubes just for entertainment, in which it could partially be. But for it to say that, like monster soon, and then that, like that's its voice, like using those equipment to like scare us. I don't. It was crazy for us, but
amazing.
Okay, next clip.
Oh, K2. Are you trying to do it for us again? Can you wait just a second?
It's on now.
Okay. All right. Can you make that happen again this time? We didn't catch it before. Proof that you're here. Can you make that on the tub?
Tiffany.
Make the lights go off on that and on this circle at the same time like you did earlier. I hate to ask.
It was an accident.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. You can do it again.
It's okay. If you were taking energy from his phone, that's okay. We'd just like to be able to show people that you can communicate with us. You said Tiffany. Is there a Tiffany here that would like to communicate with us?
I don't like it. It's here.
What's here?
Understanding.
I appreciate that.
Thank you for doing this stuff for us. We do appreciate you.
I'm behind you.
Okay. Behind me? Or behind Nicole?
And say that...
Run now.
No, we're not running. We're not afraid of you. That you can... I guess it's closed already. They're open. Okay, I'm going to close this. It's a pretty heavy door.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Well, I'm sure it is. It's heavy.
If it's... It will roll if it's not all the way shut.
Really? Okay.
I bet you that's what happened. Okay.
Well, that's good. At least we can somewhat debunk that part. Yeah.
I was reading that some people come here and they said you open the shower door in front of them, but it's not... That was me. If it's not all the way closed... Agree? Yeah. If it's not all the way shut, it will roll by itself. Can you try and open the shower door for us? It's okay if you can't. It's pretty heavy.
Stressed.
Are you? I'm sorry.
We're not going to stress you out. You don't have to if you don't want to. We're just trying to make sure that people who come here don't get scared from things that could be, just normal things that are happening, and it's not you guys doing it to them. They also say that they hear knocks, which I think is just the pipes, because we've heard it a few times tonight. But they also say that they think they hear pebbles being thrown, which I see with the brick. The little brick is exposed. I wonder if...
And there could be...
Like in the ceiling?
Yeah, like some of that
falling
yeah.
down. Yeah.
That's mine.
What's yours? I'm sorry,
The
did I
brick?
Is this brick
I kept
yours?
saying
Higher.
higher.
Yeah.
It doesn't...
Not exactly.
Not
No?
exactly.
Okay. Then
We're
wrong
kind of
about
guessing,
that.
yeah.
We're trying to figure out what higher means. But if you know how the...
Mm-hmm.
What do they call that stuff when it falls? That, like the... Is it like stucco, like...
What, this stuff?
Struggle.
Struggle?
Not this, but like more wall stuff that's like crumbly.
The drywall?
I guess, yeah. Like drywall when it's up in the ceiling, because if you see...
Well, yeah, I mean, there's definitely some...
If that fell, it would probably make a pebble-like sound.
Yeah.
Now, what's causing it to fall, I don't know. But, I mean,
Shifting.
it could just be falling. But I'm trying to figure out what could be making that sound. Because I haven't heard anything like that.
Mm-mm.
Good.
It's okay, though. It won't scare us. Does anyone throw, like, pebbles at anyone while they're staying here, or while they're in the bathroom.
Not even close.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. I didn't think. Judy, I didn't think so.
Okay, so we get the name Tiffany. Okay, accident. And then we decide, because there was a report of the shower door moving on its own. So
Right.
I'm gonna do the investigator thing and find out if there's a possibility. Now, you've already seen where Alta talks about how they had to put extra concrete in because things were uneven. So that makes more sense now. But I did. If it's barely open, it will roll.
Yeah, it's definitely debunked.
So I think that's what happened
Yeah.
for that. And then the whole pebble being thrown thing, still don't know about that. We never heard anything like that. But I thought it was interesting that they were like, no, we don't do that.
Yeah. It's like, no, that's not us.
That's not us, right? We also got an EVP.
But they also say
That whole session still, it really boggles me because I feel like so much happened in such a
Mhm.
little amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if we were to go investigate tonight, I don't know that it ever happens
Yeah.
again.
I doubt that it would repeat itself. And we can't tell what it was saying, but
Yeah.
we definitely heard something. Okay, so we're going to show this little clip about us telling Alta about our experience, basically, of what you just watched with
Right.
the K2 and the REM pod going off crazy, okay? And this is what she tells us.
We go over, and the video on his phone had shut off right.
Shut my phone off.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, we did.
I had GoPro on the other side.
side. So we caught the
So I mean, the K2
but we saw the lights from one of them in the reflection of the tape.
of the
So you can see that we caught it, but
Yeah.
we didn't get the main
Very sure. Right?
which is always what happens.
Yeah, it's some of the best footage that shows things here. You go back and there's like this black blank nothing.
So
And right when this happens, it's happened multiple times because I want to have something to show people that are skeptical.
Right.
This is is actually happening.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And
And what's interesting is like I've usually drained something.
Yeah.
But it didn't drain the phone. It's like it just turned the video.
shut it down
Mhm.
completely.
Straight.
That's never happened, by the way.
it's not the first time though.
Here's why. It doesn't feel
No.
bad. It may have just been playing with us or entertaining us or
And there's Mr. Klepper that had the funeral home. He did a lot of prankster things with people. So
There you go.
okay.
that could have been him. And another investigation, there was something that they were saying they were afraid of. Like there was some entity here that they were scared of.
Okay.
Hopefully that's not what you encountered. Hopefully there's nothing like that here and they were just playing with it. Yeah. Mr. Klepper played a lot of jokes. Like he would, and it was Klepper's funeral home.
Yeah.
So we have some artifacts from there as well and some photos of him up here and death certificate that he signed and stuff like that. So he, like the front steps, there were some ladies that the air was up the hill up on the left up there. So some ladies were dressed really nice one day carrying their purse, walking up to the theater. And he opened the front doors and kicked a casket down the stairs. As I kicked the church truck, kicked a casket down the front steps. And it's empty.
Yeah.
But it slides down the steps and stops at their feet. And they're just, screaming at the top of their lungs. And he said, you don't pay for a funeral, you don't get a funeral. And he slammed the door back. And he's on the other side just cracking up. And these girls are screaming and they take off running. So
As one would.
yeah, they didn't know it was an empty casket. They just thought, oh, he's kicking somebody out that didn't pay for a funeral. Like, oh my, how terrible, But he did stuff like that all the time.
See, and that doesn't surprise me. 'Cause
That would track. Yeah.
we never got the sense of evil or anything like that. Everything we hear, we feel very calm. It's very nice energy. I don't think that there are any entities that have nefarious thoughts or anything like thoughts or however you want to say it, but a prankster makes perfect sense.
It does.
Right.
Because nothing after that really happened.
No.
Like, oh, well, I didn't get them to scream, so I guess, yeah.
Okay, so that does actually make a little bit more sense.
Much more.
So people's equipment gets shut off, not drained, but shut off a lot. And talking about, I guess, BC Clipper was prankster. And that makes complete
perfect sense.
Yes.
I mean, when she said that, I immediately thought, well, that's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he came, gave us a run for our money, and
thought he was probably just sitting there laughing,
cracking
hysterically.
Up. Oh yeah,
because nothing else the rest of the night was that intense. I mean, we got some cool stuff,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like that.
No, it really wasn't.
Mm-mm. Okay, so I think we take a break after this. Next, we decide we're going to sit back down because that actually drained both of our energy.
It was rough.
And it's starting to get late at this point. So we decide we're going to bring out our portal, which if you watch the Brooks episode, you already know what that is.
With the portal.
But if you want to explain it for those that may not.
Yeah, so it's what they call a honey tone. It's like an amplifier you would carry with you as a guitar player. You can plug into it. It's got a little battery with it. But in addition to that, there's also mounted pedals. So one can cut down a little bit of the static from like an SB7 or one of those type of devices. And we use one from Katie Stafford that basically does the radio sweep like, you guys are all used to. So basically what it does is sort of cuts down on all the super high end and all the stuff that's lower that doesn't make a lot of sense and kind of helps you hear some of the words coming out.
Mm-hmm. So we've got that going, and I don't believe we had a recorder going, but other than that, nothing else. Okay. So we'll play these couple clips here, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank goodness. We're on the ground.
Nicole or Logan, can you say one of our names so we know you're here? Sure. Alive, thank goodness, on the ground.
That's something.
I don't know. Those were pretty clear. But then we start to hear
the
whistling. And guys, when I say it goes throughout this entire thing, it goes throughout this entire thing after this. And we'll talk a little bit more about it later. But now you're going to understand why we looked at each other at the beginning.
She said whistle.
Mm-hmm. But we asked it to say our names, and it says, "Sure, Nicole." It said my name. And that's the thing. Just like Brooks, we did not hear it.
Yeah.
Right away. Like, it was so loud, and it
had been kind of late at that point.
Yeah,
so,
but you have to play it back, and now I was picking out words. And we were getting frustrated because we thought this thing's not working correctly because we had already been at Brooks at this point, and we got everything so clear, and I'm like, why is this not as clear?
I think like a week or so prior to that.
It was a few weeks. Yeah. But no, it said our name. It said our name, or said my name at least.
Talking right to us.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next clip. Can you tell us what town we are in? Whistling again.
And the old cavalry.
Missouri.
I heard that.
Missouri. Yep. What town in Missouri? Something tragedy. What's the whistling? Spirit. So I asked, can you tell us what town we're in, right? Because if they lived here, they would know what the town is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. We get the whistling.
God dang whistling.
But I picked out the words war in Missouri Cavalry. Now, here's the thing that we haven't really discussed. There's another place that we'd like to go in the area that has more to do with this, but not too far away. There was a Civil War camp.
Yep.
Basically, from the town square, I guess, and it would be Missouri Cavalry that were there.
Sure.
Because I looked up the history, so I thought that was an interesting. Why would they say that, right? So you could
not far
possibly
from there
have,
at all.
Dead soldiers coming to this place too. I mean, like we said before, it's a beacon because people are coming there to talk to spirits. So, oh, look, they're paying attention. Let's go there.
Yeah, I mean, they do exactly what you thought you'd. Let me try that again. It would do what you would think. If you're passed on, and something shows up that everybody's flopping to talk to people, I mean, you're going.
Right. It did say Missouri, though. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it did.
Tragedy, said spirit, and then female voice trapped,
Mm-hmm.
which I hate hearing that
Yeah, I do too.
because it makes me really sad
Yeah.
thinking about that they feel like they can't escape. But yeah, the whistling. And I just like, what? I thought we were just picking up something. I'm like, what is going on, right?
Sure.
But we keep going. So here's the next clip. Are you whistling? What did this building used to be?
Right. And we know this from size.
What was that?
5.
Now we mourn and we pray. We'd like to ask all of us.
Whistle again.
They dislocated the soldier.
It dislocated his shoulder.
Shoulder.
This kind of threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
So what did the building, and it said 5. And if you think about it, there was probably it's been about 5 different things, maybe
Yeah.
according to when they were alive. It's been a church, funeral home, undertaking company,
Right.
right? I mean, but it's been that different times. So how, depending on how they're counting and when they were alive, it's interesting. It
It's
was
an
an
interesting catch,
answer.
yeah.
Yeah. Now we mourn and we pray.
That's weird.
Funerals.
And church. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. What a catch to have at that location.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm still unsure whether this says dislocated his shoulder or it says soldier. Something. It
Yeah.
was shoulder or soldier. I
And
think.
you guys can help us pick that out too.
Mhm.
Tell us what you thought you heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next clip. There we go again. It just won't stop with the whistling, and then we
Yeah.
get a hi. Now that was a different voice.
Yeah.
That was a child's voice.
That was a breakthrough from a
Mhm.
child.
So yeah, from the child, then it starts to ramp up a little bit. Okay, next clip.
What city are we in? Maybe we should try the SB7.
We're starting to hear the kid's voice now, right?
Mhm.
I ask, what city are you in? And at first I thought it was just random noises until I listened to it. It told me, or told us twice.
Yep.
What city are you in? Ozark? That's the way it sounds. Ozark? And then what I found interesting, now that we found the research, it sounds like it's a sneeze or a cough.
Mm-hmm.
Ozark? And then a cough or sneeze, and then Ozark again, like a sick kid.
Just wild.
So now I'm thinking, were we talking to Floyd, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Because he talked to us on the flashlight. So is he talking to us over the...
I think he is. That's my personal opinion.
I mean, we obviously can't see. It just, now looking back, I'm like, what was that weird sound? But now it sounds like a sneeze or a cough.
Yep.
Oh, crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, next clip. Okay, I would like to try to speak to the little girl that's here, the little 6-year-old girl. Can you come forward and use this device to speak to us? Can you say hello? Whistle.
Can you tell us your name? It's like Tom.
Sound like a kid.
Did you say Nicole?
Something. Is it Stephanie? Can you say your name again? What is the name of the little girl that's here? I'm sorry, can you say that again? And so at this point, I'm still thinking it's a little girl,
Yeah.
right? Because
I mean,
that's what, yeah, right.
That's what we're told.
And I also thought, I didn't say this earlier, but Floyd's last name was Holly, right?
Mhm.
So has Holly come across, and that's why people think it's maybe a girl?
Mm,
I don't know,
that's a good point.
you know? But can the little girl speak? Yeah. Can you say hello? But then we get a bunch of different voices come in.
Yeah.
We get a yeah, we get a hello, we get Tom, and then we get like that.
Pretty wild.
More whistling. Right. It just keeps going.
Sure.
Can you tell us your name? Something comes across, but I cannot decipher what that was.
Yeah, and I don't know that it's, we always assume they can do this at a whim.
Right.
It's probably just difficult for them to try to say
Right.
it.
But right after that, and I didn't hear it, I went back over these things over and over in case I didn't catch something. And I didn't catch it the first time because it's very quick and it's very close together, but there are multiple talking. So after you hear the thing that you can't decipher, you hear, and this is what gave me chills later. You hear, and I found this before I found the article, by the way. Floyd,
Mm-hmm.
Tom, George, sure. Floyd, Tom, George.
Yep.
3 names. And Floyd, it's a little boy. Yeah, it gives me chills thinking about it.
And you hear it plain as day, Floyd.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Mm-hmm. And then, need help.
Yeah.
That's the kid again. Okay. And then something else is said by the kid. And then, and I didn't put it on here, but I almost feel like there was an adult voice in there counting first. But the only thing I could pick out is because I was talking over it, was the kid counting 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. I wonder why the counting.
But, who knows? Who knows what's going on? Are they talking to each other? We don't know. I thought it was interesting, but you can almost hear like counting before that from an adult voice. So
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. And I just like, we were talking about the names.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Tiffany. I think that's what I heard was Tiffany. And the name we got in the bathroom was Tiffany.
Yes, we did.
And then we get the name Michael. And it's, at first I couldn't catch it. I didn't catch it because it's stretched out. It's like Michael. It's not Michael. And every time it's said, Michael.
Yeah.
So that's what you have to listen for.
Yeah. And honestly, you're getting much better at that than I am.
Well, I listened to it over and over. So I'm starting to pick
she
it up.
listened to it hundreds of times.
But then I say, can you say your name again? Yes. Michael. And a lot of helps, which always bothers me. And then
because they may not know what's going on. Yeah.
And you don't know how many different people are saying, help, help, help. Right. And then you hear a kid, like,
yeah.
Like a happy-go-lucky kid. And then the gruff voice that says your name. Woo.
I choose not to hear that one.
Well, I heard it. And it's clear.
Yeah.
Logan. I was like, whoo.
I think for me, had I heard that in real time, I think I might have been pretty freaking frightened.
It was really gruff. But then I hear, I can't. It sounds like the kid again.
Yeah.
I mean, it was talking to us.
Oh, 100%.
Now, the Floyd thing, we already have learned about him, but we got Tom a couple times.
Yes.
Okay. I did find a Thomas Hardin Majors. Okay. And he passed away in Highlandville, which is just a stone's throw from
it's not
Ozark.
far at all. Yeah.
Okay. But he was 85 years old. But guess what? Under the direction of the BC Klepper Funeral Home.
Yep.
So he was taken care of there.
Yeah.
And if he is a longtime resident, it would make sense if he came back there. It was the only Tom. It's Thomas, but the only Tom I found.
Yeah, and you would think with the name Tom, you'd find scores of them.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to remember, at the time that this funeral home was open, this town was not very big. It's still
Right.
not very big,
No.
but especially then. And you got all these little surrounding communities. And like I said before, is everything going to be put in the paper? Not always, but anything the funeral home's going to take care of and have a service for would have been in the paper.
Right.
And that's what I focused
Because
on.
it's documented.
Right. It's
Right.
documented obituaries that the funeral homes got to put out, right? So that's what I focused on.
Mhm.
And so I went on every single obituary from this time period to this time period. And I didn't just put in names. Like, I just looked at every single one of them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they spell names wrong and you may miss something.
For sure.
So it was the only Tom that I found that was taken care of at the funeral home.
Just wild.
Now, the George name that was said, George, right? We heard George. And this sent chills up my spine a little bit. So there's a George W. Hayes, okay, who was a Civil War veteran who served in the Cavalry 16th Regiment, who passed away at his home in Highlandville. And he was one of 3 in the area at the time period that was still alive from the Civil War, that was a Civil War veteran. And I think he was one of 2 that was in the cavalry.
Right.
Okay. And guess what? T.B. Chaffin
Yep.
of Ozark is the one that did all the stuff for the
By the
funeral.
way, he lived in 93.
Yeah.
What an amazing feat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
In that time.
And we got War and we got Missouri Cavalry at the
Yes, we
beginning,
did.
and then we got George.
Just crazy.
Yeah. So I'll put some stuff up here that I found. So he was born March 9th, 1847. Okay. And he died January 20th of 1941 in Highlandville. So he's actually buried in the Highlandville Cemetery, but he's taken care of. Like I said, they all came to the county seat to be taken care of
Absolutely.
when they passed away. But the War, Missouri Cavalry, and George, we got those 3 things over the box, and then I found this guy.
Just it's amazing because you always think about these names coming in super random, and most of the times you just think that's exactly what it is, just some randomness and random names until you research it. Obviously, the amount of research you did, and you just go, "Oh my God, it adds up. It all links together."
And what it was so cool is I found a picture of him.
Yeah.
So we'll put that up here. Good looking man.
Yeah.
Good looking man.
Hats off to you, sir.
Yeah. So now after this, we decide, at the time we're thinking we're not getting anything because we didn't hear any of this stuff at the time. We heard a couple things, but not what afterwards. We decide to take the portal off of the KD box and switch it to the SB7. And plug it in there and see if that we can get more.
Yeah.
But guess what doesn't change?
The whistle.
The whistling. Okay, so we're going to play this clip and we'll talk. There we go. Help?
Yeah. Does that help?
Whistling. Dead? Can you tell us your name? What was that? Whistling.
That's weird.
And that's a different... Okay, the thing that disturbed me here is we got help 3 times.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with that one.
Of course, whistling. And we changed devices.
Yeah.
And I think we even changed probably from FM to AM. I can't remember which one we started at first.
Probably 6-7 times.
I know. We got Dead. Can you tell us your name? Stewart. And we got a Stewart. Fossil Stewart. I thought that was interesting. Like maybe like I'm an old fossil or something.
I'm an old Stewart.
I don't know. But I was like, okay, Stewart. I did find a Stewart. So there was a James Elmer Stewart. Okay. It was a last name. But he was 46 years old. Okay. And under the direction of the Klepper Funeral Home, they did take care of a steward.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's the one.
No, but you got to.
It was the only steward I found. Only steward I found. Okay, so let's play this next clip.
Can you say one of our names, Logan or Nicole?
So it says spirit, which is kind of cool.
It's very cool.
And it says your name.
Not so cool.
I think it was. This wasn't a gruff, at least.
No,
It was just a normal Logan. You asked it to.
I know.
You can't get mad at it for doing what you asked it to.
Yeah, and it's better than the Logan or whatever the heck it was. From
creepy.
it was not cool. But yeah, I'll take this one.
Right. Okay, and so then we're just trying to switch things up at this point because we're getting frustrated. So we decide to use just the spirit box by itself, right? So we turn that on, and guess what we get? We'll play this clip.
What is the whistling?
Mm-hmm.
Who is whistling?
Go ahead and turn back on us. Michael?
Did you say your name was Michael?
Whistling. At this point, because we thought, okay, it's still the portal box is giving us whistles for
I thought
some
it was
reason.
feedback or something.
Yeah, but we're just using SB7, just
crazy.
SB7, and we got the whistling, and we get Michael again.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. It's just so frustrating because we tried so hard to isolate this whistling, figure out what in the hell is causing the whistling.
Because we didn't really think it was whistling. We thought it was something was interfering with the root.
Device feedback, something happening. Yeah.
Okay, so now we switch back to the portal. We plug it back in and go, okay. And we'll play that clip.
Is anybody here that wants to talk?
That was something.
Yeah.
No or yeah?
Is that yeah or no?
We're finally getting...
Is there a female that'd like to speak with us? Something 4?
Yeah. Are there 4 of you that would like to speak? Be careful.
Did you hear? Yep.
It's like Ducky.
Yeah.
Okay. If there's 4 of you, we need to take turns, okay? Because when you guys all try to talk at the same time, we can't understand you. If there's a female, can we let the female talk first? Ladies first.
Ma'am, what's your name?
What was that?
It sounds like Lee.
Or Emily?
Is your name Emily? Would you like to speak with us?
Okay, well, we're going to move on to the next person. You said there was 4. So if the second person wants to come forward and speak to us. I'll give you that. You can carry those 2 things.
Okay.
I'll carry the...
Okay, be careful. We hear a female voice, keep getting help, and we get an EVP during this, which is interesting. And then we get help me, which, I hate that.
Especially when you don't know who it is.
Right. We got so many helps, and it just bothers me so much. But then, we decide we're going to move into the bathroom at this part, because we want to see if we can get some voices out of there, maybe from earlier of what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in the bathroom at this point, and this is the last session that we do. Okay, very interesting though.
Yep.
So we'll play that here.
Is it still going?
Yep.
Okay, we told you we'd come back later with a box that that might make it easier for you to speak to us. Okay.
That throws me off.
Yeah, no.
What?
What?
You set these devices off, and you kept saying higher. You gave us a few names too. Can you tell us one of those names?
It's too hot for that. You're right. It was too. It was actually January. It was too hot.
It wasn't too hot
but
then.
It's weird, like too hot for that. You get hello, help. What happened? What did happen? Why can't it stop? What happened? And then I thought it was like they're talking to each other. I like them.
Yeah.
Well, like,
I mean, you got to think if they can see each other and you can talk to each other. Yeah.
But
I'm just glad they liked us.
I know. Me too. Me too. And then there's some stuff I can't really decipher. But the thing that once again, we were looking for one of the other names, not the ones that we could hear, but we were talking about the names we got in the bathroom earlier, you know, from that session. So we said, can you give us one of the names you gave us earlier? We're expecting like Catherine or Tiffany or something. Rose.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're asking about. But what do we get? Michael. Again. So Michael was making himself known.
It was turning into the Lost Boys in there.
So I find a Michael. Michael R. Locks was born August 16th, 1847 and died July 26th of 1931, aged 83 years old.
It's amazing. 83. You think about this time period. I know it has nothing to do with paranormal, but man, talk about good genetics.
But he had lots of family left behind, and he lived in this Logan Ridge, which is south of Ozark, for 45 years. And so he was a big member of the community. And he's actually buried in the Selmore Cemetery, which is another small cemetery in the area, under the direction of B.C. Klepper. So he was taken care of there as well.
Absolutely.
And we've got a picture of his gravestone here. So is that the Michael? It's the only Michael I found. Doesn't necessarily mean it is.
No.
But it's the one I found.
But it puts a new layer on not only the research that you did, but the evidence that we got.
Agreed. So here's our last little clip, and it's the last part of the interview with Alta, and basically us talking about the whistling.
Here we go.
Here.
And we could not stop getting whistling.
No matter what, we've changed from FM to AM, different stations, and it was always, we never got voices. It was always whistling consistently.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I know even our video footage of it, it's just me like, there's that whistle again, you hear the whistle. And it was the same tune all the way across. It was crazy.
Is it almost like a whistle while you work? Just like there's not a song. It's just
like I'm just doing something and whistling while I do.
It's kind of what I get. And there's not any theme or no. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I random and very. So that's a very common thing.
Very. It's one of the first things that I experienced here.
Wow.
And then I just thought, the first few times I thought somebody was just walking down the alley, and the windows, maybe it was allowing some of the sound in, and because and it'll till it really like happens,
right?
See, like, okay, nobody's here. So
well, and you got the benefit of you're on a main street and you have a pretty frequently traveled alleyway rather. So you can kind of say, okay, well, maybe that was just somebody driving by or whatever have you. But
1 a.m.
Yeah, 1:30 in the morning, I don't think that's happening. Not in Ozark, Missouri, anyway.
Well, and we do get a lot of foot traffic, and it is all hours of the night too, right? Because you're downtown and people want to go out. I mean, they're walking dogs or who knows. And this is like in the afternoon, you'll hear it. It's not just, in the middle of the night. It's the afternoon. It's 10 a.m. It's all different times of the day.
That's so wild. And we took it as an artifact. Like something was just happening with the machine. Maybe Because sometimes it'll get some feedback or something like that.
From a
But
radio station, but not whistling. It was
So you didn't know about the whistling until I had mentioned earlier, and okay, because I saw you guys look at each other, and you were like, "Oh, the whistling."
the question we were going to ask you. I wanted to know if you had ever heard a whistle because it came through so strong
didn't matter what
little times.
AM, FM, what frequency, backwards, forward, didn't matter. We got it.
Yep.
Yeah. And in the episode, we'll actually, you'll hear it.
Yeah, it is something that will make your hair stand up.
Yeah.
It's no chilling.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she corroborated what we were like, oh yeah, we are whistling all the time. And then, which you can barely hear it. And we didn't pick it up on the audio from our recorder. It got picked up from the video on the phone, which means it was probably behind the phone. And that's why, because it wasn't very close. We caught whistling as an EVP while we're talking about the whistling.
Just crazy.
And it was much shorter and like quieter, but we caught it.
Yeah, so
and none of us heard it at the time.
Yeah, so we've got our Zoom that's recording close to us, which you're going to hear most of the audio from that. And I'll cut away to the camera's audio, and you're going to hear it's different. It's a different, obviously a different location, and it is super, super quick. But
we'll play just that little part right here again.
And then I just thought, the first few
tiny little short whistle, but
just crazy.
Because we were talking about it. It was all night on that when we were doing those sessions, all night with the whistling. We never audibly heard it with our ears, but
EVPs. I mean, they're just, again, you don't hear them and you don't know they're there until later. And if we'd only known,
right.
Maybe it would have guided our investigation a little bit differently.
But that happens most of the time. And that's what I want to say is like, she was talking to us about how some people don't have any experiences when they go to this place, or some have too much more than they asked for.
Yeah.
And I think it's maybe, especially with this place, you need to come in with lots of respect because this is a place that took care of dead people, and you got a lot of grief in those walls from the funerals of, the loved ones left behind. You've got prayer, the energy of prayer. You've got the energy of, grief. You got the energy of people singing together, worshiping together. All that is going to be left behind in this building.
It leaves a stain, a human stain.
And, it's also on a public square where there were other things that happened that we're not going to get into right now. But there was, outlaw justice that happened in the town of Ozark, very, very close to where this building is.
Just look up bald knobbers in Ozark.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out.
You've got the Civil War, the battlefield right down there. Tons of that type of stuff going on. And then you got all these living people and dead people coming in and out of this building that's been different things over the years. So you got all of that. So I think it's about maybe connection.
Yeah.
I
agree
who
with
they
that.
feel like they connect to. And I think, at least for me, my biggest takeaway from this place was the child. And I think the reason it spoke to me or spoke to us, it connected. I connected with it because of what I used to do.
For sure. And I don't disagree with that at all. I think that there are things that you bring to this that I don't, and vice versa.
Right.
I think for me, the biggest takeaway, not only this was still pretty early, and honestly, it's still early for me, but I don't know what it is I got rolling around this noggin of mine, but the feels that I get, it started to get me to start thinking about, okay, maybe the illnesses, the weird feelings that I get, they're connected. But the other thing it taught me is don't go into these investigations thinking about one train of thought or one reported entity or anything, because you'd never frickin' know.
Right.
Things can change, and things can change mid investigation, and it can send you in paths that you could never believe you're going to go.
Exactly.
I
Just
mean-
like I was looking for a little girl that entire time, and I think it ended up being a little boy.
And look what happened just today. You went down to visit his grave, and you had yet another experience.
Very strong.
Right.
Very strong one. So much so that I was angry.
Right.
The equipment was broken. And there's no way I can prove it because I didn't film any of it because
Right.
I just.
But that's okay.
It was a personal
Yeah.
I promised you that I would
Mhm.
bring this for you, and that when we return, I'd like for you to come and visit us
Yeah.
again. It's that connection, and it's sad. And I feel bad for his parents losing their little 6-year-old boy.
Had have been absolutely
Yeah.
devastating.
I mean, he's in a peaceful place where he's at rest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it breaks my heart. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, it could be so many things going on at that place, and who knows? I mean, like I said, the beacon thing again. People can come in and out, spirits could come in and out, and you're never going to have the same two
No.
every day. I think it's going to be multiple.
And since it's in basically our backyard, obviously we're going back.
Oh yes.
And it'll be interesting to see if when we update it, because we'll update this video and do something different. It'll be interesting to see what changes between now and then.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Or if we get, but you never know. If you go back to multiple places, the spirits do learn who you are if they stay there.
True.
So I'm curious to see what happens. But we just want to take a moment and thank you, Alta, so
Yes.
much. Not only for saving this place, saving historical place, and trying to restore it and keep it alive, even though
Yeah.
it is alive in
It
a
is
way.
alive. It's absolutely
Yeah.
alive.
But also opening it up for investigators like us to learn more and to try to find the truth of what's going on.
And leaning into it
Mm-hmm.
when there could have been some sideways energy.
Yes, agreed. And for talking to us and giving us her time to let us interview her so we can share the story. But yeah, we will put up all the Airbnb information, and she does. So there are 2 beds. There are 2 queen. I can't remember if it's a king or a queen.
So the big one's, I think, a
King, and I think the other one's a queen.
Queen, yeah.
So there's room for like 4 people to sleep. But if you have a large team, she has other Airbnbs that are just in
one right next to it.
Yeah, they're like right there. So if you've got a large team, she's got plenty of room for everyone to stay.
Yeah.
And take turns coming in and out. But yeah, it's a great location. We highly, highly, highly recommend it.
Yes.
And yeah, you may not get all the evidence in the first time, but I think you can just feel it. You can feel it when it's there, but it's not an uneasy feeling. Like you expect you're going to go in a morgue, you're going to be like, ooh, right?
No. In fact, you don't even realize you're in a morgue until you go into the bathroom.
Right. The old embalming
weird
table.
Sentence to say.
But it's because it's fixed up to be like an Airbnb.
It's an Airbnb.
But like she said, she is working on it to try to open up the rest of it to us. But she needs help with that. She can only do that by people renting it out and helping out with it, because these things are expensive to
Very
keep these
expensive.
old historical places open. I mean, it is extremely expensive, and to renovate them and do all this work. So please share it out, book it, go to it, do what you can.
And if you're out of town, super easy to get to. Just fly to Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah.
And it's 30-minute drive?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah. Not too far away. And then you can go to the Branson.
Yeah.
Check out all the stuff at Branson. It's just down about 45 minutes away.
That's a total different haunted place.
Yes. But we want to thank everybody involved. Alta, thank you for being so sweet, and we're excited to go back and and bring some of our friends and check it out. And I really want to see who we connect with the next time.
Absolutely. Well, guys, tell us what you think. It was a great episode. I know it was another longer one, but with our investigations, we want to make sure we show every aspect of it, everything that we came across, every little nuance, so that we're not, we're just bringing it to you and what our interpretation of it was. So
correct. Yes.
Let us know what you think. We'd love to hear from you. And gosh, I mean, like I said, this is coming out right after we're pretty much filming it. So I guess we'll see you next week.
See you next week.